stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace, and I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment there is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace, and I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment there is peace. In the stillness of this moment there is love. There is love. In the stillness of this moment there is love. There is love, and I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment there is love, sweet love, yeah, sweet love. In the stillness of this moment, I feel love. I feel love. In the stillness of this moment, I feel love. I feel love, and I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment I feel in the stillness of this moment. I am peace. I am peace. In the stillness of this moment, I am peace. I am peace, and I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment I am peace. I am love. I am peace. I am love. I am
Good morning. Good morning, Sister Fatima, Sister Belinda.
Good morning,
Sister Usha.
Everyone, how are you this morning?
Very good.
Beautiful song.
So it's actually powerful to start off with our topic today with this idea or this powerful awareness that I am. And the power to withdraw really is about me acknowledging the self and that acceptance that I am. So I think it's definitely beautiful.
Yes, this is one of our 8 powers, isn't it? And it's always the power that we start with because, if we're not fully connected to our inner being, then, all the other steps on our journey may not bring us the results that we would like. And it's so interesting because in the world today, if somebody is withdrawn, it's regarded as something negative. But of course, in a spiritual context, it is that ability to first step inwards and come to that still point. And then from there, we find the clarity to move forward with our actions. But it really is the first step about getting to know this extraordinary being that we are. And there's so much power in that inward step, isn't there?
I think the knowledge of knowing yourself at that level brings so much empowerment and enlightenment about how you see the world and how your vision of the world changes totally, because you're not coming from just one dimension. You're coming from a more rounded dimension, in that spiritually you have that vision, you have that knowledge of knowing who you are and how you fit into this whole dimension of life on earth in that sense. And so I was listening to the chant at the end of the song when they kept on repeating, I am, I am, I am. And to me, the chant felt more like we are affirming that identity that we did not know for half a cycle, that we suddenly have come to know now. And by knowing that identity of yourself as a soul, you become whole. You are able to understand and accept everything that happens around you. You are connected to the Supreme because He is a soul and you are a soul. And when these two come together, they create the wholeness, the fullness of who you really are. And so, as you were explaining the power to withdraw, that then you have to go back inside and begin your journey from inside, like a tortoise does. Tortoise will always go inside its shell when it feels unsafe. But as soon as whatever it is that was scaring it passes, then it will come out. And I'm not saying that we have fears, but it's this whole thing of using that understanding of the powers within us. And so the knowledge of yourself as a soul for me becomes the first step that takes me on that journey of understanding the powers that are built into me as a soul and the virtues and how I then will use them as my source of support to live life. Thank you.
I just wanted to touch on this word that Sister Belinda brought up when you say when in the world people withdraw, it's a negative kind of awareness. But, if you think about I withdraw my argument, I withdraw my complaint, I withdraw my grievance, what I'm actually doing is I'm not actually becoming antagonistic anymore. And I'm actually saying, let's not put in like a big thing and let's try and think of it in a different way. And this kind of process spiritually is when the senses are very engaged, when the eyes is like completely looking out and criticizing, the ears are constantly engaging in other people's business, the taste is constantly indulging in new sensations, that kind of where I'm constantly agitating my senses by getting them involved in the external, eventually does have a very powerful impact on the mind. And it then exposes me. So when you were saying that, yes, we might not have fears, but our world physically at the moment has many threats. It has many uncertainties. There's a lot of chaos. So if my senses are constantly engaged externally, what's going to happen is I'm going to be absorbing those. And at some point, I'm going to be experiencing those as well, because my thoughts are really created by my thoughts. My thoughts are created by the stimulation of my senses. So to look at the power to withdraw is my ability to disengage with my senses, not to make my entry point of anything I do from the senses. We use our senses sometimes to verify. But if we kind of like use our more instinctive, innate qualities to verify, then what we're going to do is we're going to be working from a basis of greater truth. If we use our physical senses to verify, they will always be different all the time because the physical conditions change all the time. So the power to withdraw is really helping us to use a sense that we have actually not have trust and faith in. And so to the greater extent, I begin to understand that I am a spiritual being who has a mind and intellect and an innate set of qualities, and the faith in who I am allows me then to assess life based on those senses rather than the external senses, which are very loud and very gross, which are very temporary, and they can actually create, like they can hijack me instead of actually, this I am peace was really something beautiful, that it doesn't leave me at peace. It actually disturbs me, and then I react based on those disturbances. But if I'm working from my innate senses, then actually I'm going to always come from that state which will leave me peaceful, full of love, power, wise, etc.
I like the way you are unpacking this whole point. And what was coming to my mind as you were talking is that I think where we are all coming from, the three of us, is that the power to withdraw is that you go inside, as you said just now, and you use the innate qualities within you, not to react in the normal way, to use your inner qualities instead to respond to situations outside. I think I was getting that from what Sister Belinda and you had just said now, that, when you withdraw, it's not that you're running away from something, but you're going inside, because inside there is a store of peace, of power, and purity, and all the necessary equipment that you need to cope. And I think that's what I was getting from what both of you were saying.
Yeah, I was thinking about shopping mall, when Sister Usha was talking. Shopping malls are designed to draw our senses, and it's sights and sounds and so many things. And many of us, when we come out of a shopping mall, we do feel quite drained. So it gives us a good idea of how actually in life we tend just to live through the senses. And as was said, you hear something, you react. You see something, you react. And it's incredibly fragmenting for the soul. And here we are, on our spiritual journey. We're trying actually to pull all the pieces together to come back to that true peace. But the challenge is we are so accustomed to living through our senses. And this is why a meditation is so important for us, because at least for that period of meditation, it's as if we shut down the senses, even if it's just 5, 10, 15 minutes. And there's so much, it's such a relief actually to be free from the senses. And that's when the true self can be experienced in such a practical way. The moment we're quiet and we internalize, it's like the soul takes a deep sigh, such a relief just to be who it truly is. And the more we build on that, then when we go out into the shopping mall of life, we're able to hold that inner space, so that yes, the drama of life is happening around us, but we're not drawn into that what we would call body conscious reaction. And as Sister Usha said, then we learn, or we relearn, how to listen to that inner voice of wisdom that guides us on a very different path, actually, because now we're not being dictated to by what we see and hear and touch and taste.
But also looking at this quality of the tortoise, as much as in the world people will look at the tortoise and understand it's slow and it might not have its power based on its speed, but to imagine something that can eventually protect itself without needing anybody to defend it. It doesn't need to get shelter from some place outside. Imagine it knows its strength, that it can actually go inside of itself and be completely, people give up when they try and interfere with the tortoise, because once it goes into shell, you can do what you want to, but that tortoise will not move. And I feel that it's not only a relief, but it's actually an empowerment, because I find that, especially in the early morning hours when I'm quiet, it's like I find myself so recharged that you've got like ideas that can actually create a whole new world. So it's actually a strength that is amazing, that you can always be enthusiastic. Nothing can dampen your spirits. Doesn't matter how things are working out, but because you're working from an inner space and you have a deep understanding of your own power, and obviously that power is coming because you also understand your roots, your DNA is coming from having the same qualities of God. So there's not like I'm on my own plane, just doing my own thing. I'm actually aligning myself with truth. which is the supreme and the divine. And so then actually it just feels like I'm testing out how strong my power is rather than just retreating and protecting myself. So it's actually a very empowering state, not just a retreating, actually, when I can withdraw.
The word disinterest just came into my mind right now as you were talking. And disinterest, we mustn't look at it as from a negative point of view. It's when you no longer take the support of something that was not enabling you to grow in that sense. And I was seeing the shell of the tortoise as disinterest, because when you are not interested in something anymore and it doesn't pull your senses, it can be placed in front of you and it won't have any power whatsoever because you're not taking from it anymore. And this is what comes to my mind when I think about the power to withdraw, is that whatever it is that used to enslave me can no longer enslave me because it has lost power. It doesn't have power over me anymore. And so the word disinterest was coming into my mind as you were talking in that sense.
Thanks, Fatima. You know, it also brings another word, which is independence. Actually, Sister Usha and yourself just brought this sense of how in its original state, the soul is independent in the highest meaning of the word, that its original qualities are what give it the sense of fullness, that the soul is full. And yet so often things happen and we feel empty, we feel the opposite. And yet when we use this power to withdraw and we really get a measure of that inner being, it brings that very beautiful independence where my happiness, my peace, my love is given without condition. There's no bargaining, there's no deal making. I'm actually just coming from my original divine self.
Somebody in the chat is saying it's a deep topic, but difficult. And I think from what you're just saying, Sister Belinda, you know, when I have self-respect, so with anything is that we've been in a habit of listening to others to give ourselves value. And when we become quiet and introspective and meditate, we beginning to connect with ourselves and we get to know ourselves. And then we value ourselves, and that respect for ourselves is actually the foundation of this power. And I know our time is like really off, but in the story of the hare and the tortoise, you know, the tortoise was very happy to run his race against or he said, yes, I'm definitely happy to race you. And the rabbit was thinking, well, I can really run fast. And what was the tortoise thinking? I can run. And so they did their race. But what happened is the tortoise was using his self-respect that I can run. And the hare was saying, I can run faster than the tortoise. So he was comparing himself rather than knowing his own strength. And as a result of that, he was gauging his speed of running based on where the tortoise was. And so when he saw the tortoise far away, he decided to have a sleep. And then he didn't realize he overslept. And then the tortoise actually won the race. And so in life, the power to withdraw is actually helping me not to look at other people. It's helping me to gain capacity, to have respect for myself, value for myself. And we call that difficult because we get confused between ego and self-respect. It's not a sense of ego to know my qualities. It's when I compare myself with other people, then it's ego. So self-respect is really valuing myself, knowing, and at the same time, because I value myself, I create the art of also looking at the specialities of others.
That's such a good point now to lead us into meditation, Sister Usha.
Okay, so maybe I'll do the meditation.
Thank you.
Thank you, sisters. So let's take a moment and just step in. And as we step in, there's a deep experience of closing the doors to the noise, to the distractions. And these are the doors of our senses. Whilst having my eyes open, I can see, but not really see. Whilst having my ears open, I am hearing, but not really listening. And as I learn to create this powerful awareness of having my senses there for my use, I also have the ability to switch them off so that they stop making noises and creating thoughts. And in this beautiful moment, as I let go of the power that the senses have over me, and I step into my inner awareness of being that brilliant, bright star, eternal, immortal, imperishable, with the awareness that as this beautiful being, my eternal nature is of peace. I am completely pure. I am love. I am happy. I am blissful. I am wise. I am power. And as I assimilate all these powerful qualities into my awareness, there is a natural feeling of allowing these qualities to flow through me, out of me, into the world. And as I allow these qualities to flow through me, I feel my own radiance. And it is this powerful aura of vibrations that becomes the shield or the shell that the tortoise uses to protect itself. So today, let me keep myself under the canopy of these powerful vibrations as I generate these powerful qualities from my awareness, and as they radiate outward, the shell becomes stronger and powerful. And it is with this protection and power that I can constantly be me without any comparison, any competition. I am. And allow that quality to flow out into the world. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So today we can practice and use this power to withdraw. I learned the art to turn my vision inward to the authentic self, the true living light. With this practice, I automatically reduce the impact of the physical senses on my inner state of being. I stay focused on my core values and stable in myself. I experience stillness amidst the noise, clarity in chaos, security in uncertain times. Om Shanti, and have a beautiful day. Once again, I'm inviting you to unmute and say, bring your voice into the room.
Thank you, Sister Usha, for the beautiful session and peaceful meditation.
Thank you, sister, for your meditation. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Have a good day.
Om Shanti. Thank you.